I went down to the crossroads, fell right down on my knees. Down to the crossroads, fell right down on my knees. Ask the Lord above for mercy, if you please. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag a ride. Down to the crossroads, tried to flag a ride. Nobody seemed to know me, everybody passed me by. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we're checking out the blues standard Crossroads as played by Eric Clapton with Cream. It was, of course, originally recorded by the great Robert Johnson. That version is completely different. It's slide guitar, doesn't adhere to the 12-bar form very strictly, and therefore it becomes a little bit difficult to kind of play as a jam tune or a cover thing. But when Eric Clapton got a hold of it with Cream and did this amazing live recording in 1968, I think that kind of cemented the tune as being a standard version. The Eric Clapton one doesn't pay a whole lot of resemblance as far as the riffs go to the original recording either. Lyrics are kind of the same most of the way through, but really it's this Cream version that is the one that you would expect to play if somebody brought up, hey, let's play Crossroads in a jam session. So what I want to do is take you through the Eric Clapton kind of the basic version. We're using a basic shuffle, then I'm going to talk about a few of the little twists and turns that you can choose to add in, but you don't have to add in. I'll show you that little turnaround as well. I'm going to save the solo for a different lesson because there's so much stuff to dig into in the guitar solo as well. It's one of the best examples of mixing major and minor pentatonics that's ever been recorded. It's fantastic. But yeah, I'm not going to do too much on the Robert Johnson thing because it is slide guitar and different tuning and all of that sort of stuff. So let's get stuck in. So the first thing to check out, of course, is that main riff. So we're starting here playing the open A string. That's the key of the song. We're in the blues in A. Then we're simply playing the notes A, G, A, which is the second fret, then open and second fret again on the third string. Then it's open G, A, and then second finger going down the third fret of the fifth string. Now really important though is the rhythm. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and... To help with the rhythm, I'd suggest you do all down picks except for one note. So you're thinking down, 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 here, up, down, 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 up, down, down. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Now the reason for this is that if you're moving your hand consistently down on the beat, the count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the ands, then you've got an up pick on the E and the R. If you're familiar with 16th note counting, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Having that kind of framework there for your picking hand really will help you stay in time throughout this whole riff, because there's plenty of kind of syncopation that might throw you off if you don't have some sort of system in place. So most commonly this riff is played 4 times. On the original recording he plays it twice like this. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and then now all I'm doing here is playing the same thing but allowing my first finger to lean over and play strings 2 and 3. I should kind of point out here with this riff as well, lots of people play it lots of different ways, and if you're playing it in a band, you can figure out the way that you're going to play it. The Eric Clapton one's got quite a kind of a lift to it. It kind of bounces along. Some of the notes are quite staccato. More commonly, it's played a little bit more heavy, a little heavier, a little bit more rock, I suppose. The John Mayer version is like that. It's got a really nice kind of funky little groove onto it. There's loads of different versions, so I'd encourage you to listen to some. You don't have to always nail down the Eric Clapton Cream version, although it's a great thing to learn. There's lots of benefits to checking it out. So we're on the A. Twice normal. Twice with the harmony. Now this is really essentially a D, but he's doing a little bit of arpeggiating here. That's the first pattern. It's going fourth, this is what is difficult, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. That's the string numbers. Obviously it's a D7 chord. I'm hoping you're familiar with this if you're learning this song. So string numbers again, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. And see if I can do it right while I'm starting to talk. Also really important here is the picking. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, down, down. Get that rhythm because it's 1 E and up to E and 3 and 4 and. Now there would definitely be no harm in just doing that pattern twice if you want to get a little bit more pedantic on the rhythm. The second time it's slightly different. So he goes and he lifts off third finger, I assume, and plays this little. You can hear this note C bending up to the D, which I'm assuming is 3rd fret on the 5th string. Second time, 4th string, 2nd string, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1 E and up to E and 3, 4. 1 E and up to E and 3, 4. 1 E and up to E and 3. And then there's this little 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 4th string, flick off, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, and then down to the root note. 4 E and 1, 4 E and 1. Now, I only just realised that little was there for this lesson. I've taught this song for years, I've played this song for years, never noticed that was there. So if you want to leave out that little, and those two little things, like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone pick up on those little details. So it would be a choice that you could either add them in or not. I think it's fun to add those things. And like I said, there's a lot of benefit from learning things exactly like the record. But then you should also be, cool with yourself just to go like, hey, I can't do that, or that's too tricky, or I don't feel like doing that, I don't like it, I'm going to do it my own way. All of those things are all completely valid. So let me play it through one time nice and slow from the A. So 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with the harmony. To the D. Back to A. Now I usually use this little 2nd finger, 3rd fret on the thicker string to lead me down to the E, to E power chord. And we've got this another little picking pattern. It's 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 4. It's the strings down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, down. Now after that, lovely little turnaround. Of course, you don't have to use this exact turnaround. You could use any one that you already know. With all of these sort of things, this one's good to learn. It's a nice turnaround to have in your bag. But when it comes to improvising or playing this with a band, you could use whatever turnaround you like. For those that want to check it out, so we've gone from here, the E, then third finger's going 5th fret to 7th fret slide, and then we're going up the A minor pentatonic. 5 slide to 7, 5, 7, 5 on the 3rd string, back to the root note. Note the rhythm though, so 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4, 1. So we got this. Then 3rd finger leads over to the 7th fret on the 3rd string with a flick off, back to the root. And then we've got the 5th fret on the 3rd string. And then we go back to the root again. 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Again, worth practicing these things. 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Again, with the learning rhythms like that, if you can think about like 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4, 1, that can be helpful. But probably better most times is just to listen to it a bunch of times and get what it sounds like in your musical imagination. So you're playing what you know the sound is of that particular lick. Like you can imagine it in your musical imagination, and then you're just trying to get your fingers to make that sound that you can hear in your imagination. You just do that by repeated listening. But it can be helpful if you're a little bit worried about the picking or how the rhythm fits with the beat, then understanding that rhythm. Hearing let's look at this last part now. So first finger, 5th fret on the 3rd string, 2nd finger hammers on 1 fret higher, the 6th fret. First finger is going down the 5th fret of the 2nd string, rolls over to the thinner string. Now it's 8th fret to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, 7th fret on the 3rd string, back to the first finger, 5th fret on the 2nd string. And then we've got this little hammer on, first finger to 2nd finger. Then root note, 7th fret on the 4th string, 5, 6 on the 3rd string, 5th fret on the 2nd string, back to the octave lower, 7th fret on the 5th string. Let's look at the rhythm of this. So remember that root note from the previous kind of section, the first part was on the beat. So 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 1 and a 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 1 and a 2 and 3, 4. Put it all together. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4, 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 1 and a 2 and 3, 4. Take that turn around or leave it. This is a song that can be simplified. You could go through this whole tune playing it super simple. So going to the crossroads, fell right down on my knees. It's just a quick change 12 bar. Down to the crossroads, fell right down on my knees. I asked the Lord above for mercy, help me if you please. You can simplify it to that if you want. It doesn't even have that little go to the 5 chord there if you don't want. It's not it's the way Cream play it there. They leave off. They don't do that. Going down to the E right at the end. Now the actual Clapton version, of course, he's doing the little shuffle thing on the. I went down to the crossroads there, and I'll ride down on my knee. Then he's going back to the riff. But what a lot of people miss is that it's an up pick here. It's coming early. It's a push. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pushed every time. Ask the Lord for mercy. Help me if you please. Now this is the other little Cream variation that's worth checking out. You could just go back to the D doing the little shuffle thing, but I really like this in this song. It's the first time I encountered that in my life, and I really like it. Second finger's playing the F sharp, which is the third of our D chord. We've just taken that note and moved it down the bottom. Muting the 5th string, which you probably won't be able to not help doing. Then open 4th string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 1st finger, 1st fret, the 2nd string. It's D7. I'm not playing the thinner string. And I think usually you play for mercy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I think that's the button. I'm not 100% convinced now that's exactly how he's playing it, bouncing around. Yes, it doesn't really matter. There are plenty of people that put a 5 chord right at the end, so you'd have the na for mercy, help me if you please. Yeah. Going down to that E chord at the end is totally legit, but it kind of makes it a standard quick change 12-bar blues form if you add that in. It's one of those things, if you're playing this tune in a band, like at a blues jam night, you have to keep your ears open and figure out what everyone else wants to do. Sometimes you'll be able to lead it. If you're calling the tune, if it's your spot, you go to the 5 chord. The other people in the band should be listening enough to go, oh, he's gone to the 5 chord, and they should join in. But if you're the newbie and everyone else has got it together, then maybe you're going to have to fit in with what the other people want to do. But it's one of the beautiful things about playing blues is this is just a framework. Like Eric Clapton managed to make this amazing arrangement from the original Robert Johnson one, which doesn't even have this. That's Eric Clapton's invention, that part of it. You know, the lyrics have kind of been adapted a little bit as well. All that. None of the arpeggio things that he's doing in this song are from the original recording. I must admit, I haven't gone through and learned all of the Robert Johnson one. It sounds like it'd be quite a mission. And it really, I feel like it works better as a kind of standalone party piece. A lot of effort for me for that. So, and I think for most people, again, like this is the version that you'd expect to encounter if you're trying to jam with someone. It's very hard to have a jam when the timing's not exact and you might add in some beats here or not and change chords whenever you feel like it. That kind of thing makes it very difficult to have a jam. So this kind of song, I'd recommend learning the basic Eric Clapton one. If you want to change up and add in some extra riffs or leave some of the ones out if they're a bit tricky, it's totally up to you. Don't feel constrained by it, but at the same time it's really good to learn the licks from the original one because they're cool ideas. They're ones that you could incorporate or adapt and make a little bit your own as well. Really hope you enjoyed this lesson on this all-time classic tune. Loads more blues lessons over on the website, loads of free stuff you want to go and check it out, but you might also want to check out my new blues immersion course. It's shaping up to be pretty special, and if you happen to be doing it, I really hope you're enjoying it because this tune is one of the standards I'd recommend that most people dig in and learn. Have yourself an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Bye-bye.